She was 28 years old, and she had carried the same conversation in her mind for 6 years. It was a conversation with her father, a conversation that happened at a kitchen table on a Sunday afternoon when she was 22. He had looked at her and told her she would never amount to anything, that she was wasting her life, that she did not have what it took. 6 years. Every morning she woke up, and that conversation was waiting for her, not as a memory, as a fact, a settled, permanent, immovable fact about who she was and what she deserved. She came to one of my lectures in Los Angeles. She did not ask a question during the talk. She waited until the room was nearly empty, and then she approached me and said, "Neville, is there anything that can undo what has already happened?" I said, "Yes, everything, because what already happened did not happen in the way you think it did." And then I taught her revision. My name is Neville, and revision is perhaps the most misunderstood technique I ever taught, because it asks you to do something that the rational mind says is impossible. It asks you to change the past, not to forget it, not to reframe it, not to find a silver lining or a lesson or a way to make peace with it, to change it, to enter the state akin to sleep and reimagine a past event, not as it happened, but as you wish it had happened, and to feel that revised version as real. I tell you from my own experience, this is not delusion. This is the most precise application of the law of assumption I have ever discovered. Because if consciousness is the only reality, then the past exists nowhere except in your consciousness of it. And your consciousness of it can be revised. In this teaching, I will show you exactly how revision works, why it works, and how to use it tonight to dissolve any wound, any regret, and any limiting belief that has its roots in something that happened to you. Let me begin with a truth that most people have never considered. The past does not exist. I do not mean this philosophically. I mean it literally. Close your eyes right now and try to find the past. Try to touch it. Try to locate it anywhere in your physical reality. You cannot. The past exists in one place and one place only, your memory. And your memory is not a recording. It is a construction. Neuroscience has shown what I taught decades ago. Every time you recall a memory, you reconstruct it. You do not play back a tape. You rebuild the experience from pieces, and those pieces are influenced by your current state, your current beliefs, and your current assumptions. This means your memory of the past is not fixed. It is alive. It is being recreated every time you revisit it, and if it is being recreated, it can be recreated differently. Consciousness is the only reality. The past you carry with you, the version of events that shapes your self-concept, your relationships, your sense of what is possible, is a construction of consciousness, and consciousness can be revised. You are imagination, and imagination creates reality. This includes the reality of what you believe happened to you. The state you occupy determines the world you see. And if the state you occupy is one shaped by a painful past, the world you see will reflect that pain, not because the world is punishing you, but because your consciousness is still impressing the old assumption upon the subconscious mind. Every time you replay that hurtful conversation, that failure, that rejection, that humiliation, you are performing a SAT session in reverse. You are entering a feeling state and impressing it upon the subconscious with vivid sensory detail. And the subconscious, faithful and literal, accepts it and continues to build your world from that impression. Revision reverses this process. Instead of replaying what happened, you reimagine what happened. You enter the state akin to sleep and reconstruct the memory, not as it was, but as you wish it had been. And when the subconscious receives this new impression, it begins to build from it instead. So we have established that the past exists only in consciousness, that memory is a reconstruction rather than a recording, and that every time you replay a painful memory, you are actively impressing the old assumption upon your subconscious mind. But here is the question that separates the curious from the committed. If you revise a memory, does reality actually change? Or are you simply lying to yourself? What I am about to tell you will answer that question. And the answer is more radical than you might be prepared for. Reality does change, not the historical record, not the calendar date on which an event occurred, but the effects of that event, the consequences, the patterns, the beliefs, the behaviors that flowed from it, those change completely. Let me tell you why. Your subconscious mind does not care about historical accuracy. It cares about feeling. When you carry a painful memory, the subconscious does not file it as a past event. It files it as a present instruction. The feeling of rejection you carry from 10 years ago is not a memory to your subconscious. It is a current blueprint. Build more of this. Create more situations that match this feeling. This is why patterns repeat. This is why people who are hurt in childhood attract similar hurt in adulthood. Not because the world is cruel, because the subconscious is building from the same blueprint over and over and over. When you revise the memory, when you replace the feeling of rejection with a feeling of acceptance, of being valued, of being loved, the subconscious receives a new blueprint, and it begins building from that one instead. The old pattern dissolves. Not because you fought it, not because you analyzed it in therapy for 15 years, because you gave the architect a new set of plans. I tell you from my own experience, I have seen people revise a single childhood memory and watch decades of self-sabotage end within weeks. Not gradually, abruptly, as though a switch had been flipped, because the subconscious had been building from the old blueprint for years, and the moment it received a new one, it began building something entirely different. Dare to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, including the wish that the past had unfolded differently. Now, the practical method. Step 1. Choose the memory you wish to revise. It does not have to be the most traumatic event of your life. Start with something that still carries a charge, a conversation that hurt you, a moment of failure, a rejection that shaped how you see yourself, something that, when you think of it, you can still feel in the body. Step 2. Lie down. Enter the state akin to sleep. Let the body relax. Let the drowsiness come. You know this doorway by now. The liminal space between waking and sleeping, where the conscious guard is down and the subconscious is fully receptive. Step 3. Recall the memory, but change it. Do not replay what happened. Reimagine it as you wish it had happened. If someone said something cruel to you, hear them saying something kind instead. If you failed at something, see yourself succeeding. If you were rejected, feel yourself being welcomed. The key is this: you must be inside the scene, not watching it from above. Inside it, looking through your own eyes, hearing through your own ears, feeling through your own body. Step 4. Feel it as real. This is the only step that matters. The revised scene is merely the vehicle. The feeling is the impression. When you genuinely feel the revised version of events, when your body relaxes into the warmth of it, when the old tension dissolves, the impression has been made. Step 5. Release it and let sleep come. The subconscious has received the new blueprint. Let it do its work. Man's imagination is the only redemptive power in the world. And revision is imagination applied to the one area most people believe is beyond redemption, the past. A few important notes. First, you can revise events from any period of your life. Yesterday, last year, childhood. There is no statute of limitations on revision. Second, you can revise events you do not remember clearly. If you carry a general feeling of unworthiness from childhood but cannot pinpoint a specific event, you can construct a revised childhood scene, a moment of being deeply loved and valued, and impress that upon the subconscious instead. Third, revision is not a one-time act. Some memories carry deep charge. You may need to revise the same event several nights in a row before the feeling fully shifts. This is not failure. This is persistence. And persistence is the only discipline the law requires. Persist in your assumption, and the world must rearrange itself to conform, even if the assumption is about something that happened 20 years ago. I want to guide you through a revision right now. Close your eyes, take a slow breath, let the body settle. Think of one memory that still carries weight, one moment that shaped how you see yourself. It may be a conversation, an event, a look on someone's face. Whatever comes to mind first, trust it. Now I want you to replay that moment, but this time change it. If there were harsh words, hear gentle ones instead. If there was rejection, feel welcome. If there was failure, feel the deep satisfaction of having succeeded. See it from inside. Feel the warmth of it. Feel the rightness of it, as though this is what actually happened, as though this is the truth and the other version was the dream. Isn't it wonderful? Let the revised memory settle into the body. Let it become warm. Let it become real. The subconscious is receiving this impression right now, and it will build from it. You may release the scene. Remember the woman I told you about at the beginning, 28 years old, 6 years carrying a kitchen table conversation with her father. Every morning, waking to the same words, "You will never amount to anything." She revised it. She entered the state akin to sleep and reimagined that Sunday afternoon, same kitchen, same table, same father, but different words. In her revised scene, her father looked at her and said, "I am proud of you. I have always been proud of you. You are going to do remarkable things." She felt it. She let sleep carry it. Within a month, something extraordinary happened. Her father, the real, physical man, called her on the phone. He said something he had never said before. He said, "I have been thinking about you. I want you to know that I believe in you." She did not ask him to call. She did not tell him about the revision. She did not manipulate or strategize. She changed the memory. And the man in her world, who was always a reflection of her consciousness of him, conformed to the new assumption. The most important conversation you will ever have is the one you hold with yourself. And revision is the art of rewriting the conversations that have been holding you prisoner. What you desire, you already are in eternity. And the past that shaped you into someone who believed otherwise can be revised tonight. Sleep as though the wish were fulfilled. Wake as though it is already so. And carry a revised past into your future, because the future can only be as free as the past that builds it. If you are carrying a memory tonight that has defined you, a wound, a failure, a word spoken by someone who did not know the power of their words, I ask you to revise it before you sleep, not to forget, not to forgive, to reimagine, to give the subconscious a new blueprint, to walk into tomorrow built from a different foundation. If these teachings speak to something within you, you will find more of them here. Return when you are ready. Each time we meet, we go deeper into the principles that I spent a lifetime proving. The past is not a prison. It is a construction of consciousness, and consciousness can always be revised.